orchestra thanks you, and I thank you. Good night now.
What a band, eh? And not only did they do a Gene Vincent number, but an Eddie Cochran number as well. We were talking about
Which
this.
Eddie Cochran one did they do?
Well, Bo Weevil. It's obviously it's an old song, but he did a very good version of it. Before that, it was Gene Vincent's Baby Blues. I'm sure you recognised.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Joe's not a really big rock and roll fan.
Okay, but he's still young.
He likes the mystique.
Okay.
It's actually not that true, but I won't.
Anyway, so what? Every time I go, you've been in this room next door to us, this shack, throughout the whole of this festival. Have you been out into the real world at all?
Not at all, no. We've been doing 6-7 hours a night of coverage for BBC Choice in a kind of tumble-down hut just over there. So this is the final indignity coming into the BBC Two Palace.
Yeah, and having it
warm, comfort space.
Yeah. And you only do half an hour
girls,
a night.
whatever they are.
It's shocking.
It is rather shocking.
Plasma screen, cushions.
At one stage I saw you with a mask of me.
Yeah, that's right.
What was that about? Apart from being embarrassing for you?
We should have bought it. Adam does quite a good impression of you, John.
Well, it's not. It's just. I think it's just a standard thing, isn't it? That people do is just if you've got a few impressions in your locker, somewhere along the line you have to do John Peel. It's like you do Frank Spencer and you go, oh Bessie, and you do Ali G and you go Booyakasha, and you do John Peel and you go, oh, so, White Stripes, and what a fantastic band they are. It's just something that you have to do.
It's not bad, yeah. Well, of course I don't really know, because I don't hear myself.
But even the way you just say Peel, even when you're not doing the impression, it has a particular intonation.
John Peel. Well, it's just a friendly sound of musical authority.
I like it. I like what you're doing.
There's a warmth.
There is. Yes, indeed. So you've really been doing 7 hours?
Yeah, that's exaggerating, because we only do little links in that, and the rest of it is almost pure coverage of Faithless. Yeah. That's all we
they
seem
were
to have
good,
been
we've had a lot of Faithless on here, and I've not been a fan hitherto, but they were dead good. I mean, just what was needed at, kind of good, lively, working hard.
Yeah.
Doing it for the...
It does seem, I mean, the highlights this year have been a lot more dancey, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was definitely. So what other highlights have you really not actually seen anything at all?
No, we just see it on the monitors, really, but we hear it. We heard Roger Waters' ridiculous sound effects.
Yes.
Really loud, coming through.
They were quite good if you were standing out there, because, I mean, they were sort of not terribly September the 11th conscious. So there's a fight, there's sort of like planes hurtling around in a rather alarming way, and people flinging themselves to the ground,
But do you think post-September the 11th he just had to take a break and he's just been biding his time and thinking, 9 months?
Yes,
okay, I'm back
let's
on.
go for it. Yeah. But the sound, they were always very good at the sound effects anyway.
That's right.
Well, of course, he's not the Floyd. We have to be so careful here because there are all
It's a litigious minefield.
It is, just as you describe it, yeah, absolutely.
But he is, I mean, he's the keeper of the Floyd chalice, though, really, isn't he?
Well, I don't know. I said, do the others still, or do they still perform as the Pink Floyd?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've got the name, don't they? And he just has to call himself Roger Waters.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he does, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, it sounds a lot more like the real thing than when the rest of the old duffers do it.
Okay. Yeah, and what about Rod? Did you see Rod at all?
We only saw him on the monitor again.
Yeah.
And a few comments were flying around our production area that it's a bit too Las Vegas, and he hasn't really modified it for the hipsters.
I think having people dressed as schoolgirls playing the, I thought that was on the. I have no idea what it is we're doing next. Do you know what's coming next?
I would say it's probably Highlights, isn't it? Around this time of night.
It's probably Faithless.
No,
of course it is. Yeah, that's what I wrote it down. It's this is very unprofessional. Hey Baby Man by No Doubt.
Hey baby, hey baby, hey.